Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, a pleasure again to be with you. To talk about the subject, which is foundations of good or successful marriage. And we're going to give some biblical approaches regarding this matter, and we will also really talk about a few things that we think should be really the foundations for a successful marriage. A lot of people, when we talk about successful marriage, really refer to the idea of love, which is true. Actually, in fact, the primary basis for a successful marriage is really love. A lot of people, when they hear love, or they think about the idea of really announcing this word really several times a day, but in fact a lot of people, they always pronounce this word love, but in reality, in actions, they don't really show that exactly. So we're going to come back to this idea of love. What do we need, or what does a household, or what does a couple, when I say couple, we're thinking about husband and wife, what do they need in order for their marriage to be really successful? So the Bible talks about different things. The Bible talks about intoxication. The Bible talks about also noble character and sexual purity. Okay, so the Bible also talks about the idea of honoring marriage. Exactly. What is intoxication? Intoxication, according to the dictionary, is really being without control of your faculty, of your behavior. For example, when you drink alcohol and you become drunk, that means you have no control of yourself. That means the Bible says, okay, in Proverbs 5:18 to 19, that means the person who loves is like someone who is intoxicated. That means when you love the person, you out of control. That means you love the person with all yourself, with all your mind, okay? And then the person is always in your thought. So it's like you can't control yourself. Someone may say, okay, how do I love the person if I can't control myself? That means you can't control yourself, because today you love the person, tomorrow you love the person more, and then you don't go back and being really the ignoring person that you were before. Now you become more attached to the person. Exactly. When you consult Proverbs 5:18, 19, you will see really you need to love the person. My wife may ask me something, you didn't show me so much love when you first met me. And then I always joke, okay, so I didn't know you when I first met you. So since I know you now, so I'm more in love with you. So intoxication, because if you see your marriage being at 8 level in the past, and then your marriage is at 5% level, that means there's no intoxication, there's no engagement, there's no really close relationship. Exactly. So that's one thing. Another idea is the idea of noble character. For example, if your wife has noble character, what is noble character? When a noble character involves generosity, honesty, okay, courage, okay. If your wife is of noble character, your wife is generous, your wife respects you, well, your wife, or for example, is courageous one, your wife really has a certain social standard. That's when your wife does not fail you, or your wife doesn't do things that really shames you, okay, it's a thing that shames you or things that shame you, so the person is a noble character. When I say that, that's when your wife will not flirt behind your back. And you the same. If you are of noble character, you will not flirt, okay, behind your back. So you avoid anything that may endanger your marriage. Exactly. So there are other things. The Bible also talk about sexual purity. If you have a wife, you have your wife, that's when you do everything that you can to keep your bed pure, okay, to keep your marriage pure. That's mean you have one person. So I know there are some men out there, mature men, that's mean they cannot be content about one person, one wife. Or I know some ladies too, they cannot be content, although doing their wedding vows they say they will stay with one person. The husband is the only person they care about, or they will spend their entire life with the husband, but behind the back, behind the husband's back, some bad things are happening. So the Bible says you should keep your bed, okay, keep your bed pure. Sexual impurity is a bad thing, okay? Sexual impurity. Let me get my Bible and try to read, because I'm turning my back just to read, to look for the Bible. For example, if we have if you look at the Bible, like for example 1 Corinthians 7:1-6, to show you the importance of your bed, of your relationship being based on sexual purity. So you will see this is something very important. I said 1 Corinthians 7:1-6. I would like to read this, and then you will know the importance of that. Because if you have a wife and then you getting involved with many or the women behind the back of your wife, or you wife, you being involved behind with other people behind the back of your husband, that means your marriage may be in danger. So this is one foundation for your marriage to be successful. So I'm talking about, based on the Bible. Okay, 1-6. It says number I said 7. Okay. Nevertheless, because of, say, now concerning the things of which you wrote to me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. But nevertheless, because of sexual immorality, let each man have his own wife, and let each woman have her own husband, and then let the husband render to his wife the affection due her, and likewise also the wife to her husband. Okay, the wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does, and likewise the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. Okay, so sexual purity is a must. That means you cannot be in an adulterous relationship, okay, because that endangers your marriage actually. So there are other things that we can really, and then the Bible also says honor marriage. If you honor your marriage, everyone should honor marriages. That's when you married, you do everything that you can to honor, you respect your marriage, you faithful to your husband, okay, you respect your husband, you show respect to your husband. The same for the husband. That's when it's not a one-way street, okay, it's a two-way street. That's when both people should show faithfulness, okay, should really abstain themselves from being engaged with other people, and accept their husband and their wife, okay, and you respect the marriage by really doing all you can to make the marriage really a sanctified marriage. That's when you don't get involved in any way possible behind the back of your husband. A lot of people are asking, my marriage is not working, but have you really analyzed your behavior? Have you analyzed the way you interact towards your husband, towards your wife? Have you done these things? Okay, because there are so many things that we do that endanger, okay, our marriage. Okay, so that means you honor, you ask God to make you love your partner, okay, your husband and wife or wife, okay, to love the person more and more every day. Okay, it's like you are intoxicated, and then you show noble character. Okay, you're not showing that you are a macho man, or you are a woman that every eyes turn to, but okay, you not being seductive to other men. Okay, and you continue to be really someone who honor your marriage. You do everything. That's what you do as a wife, as a husband. You do everything that make your partner happy. Let me read 1 Corinthians 13, because I know so many of you have read this passage, these verses. I know you have read them, but it is a good reminder for us to read these again, because they really remind us how a good marriage based on love should be. Exactly. So what kind of action, what kind of reaction should we show when we say that we love? Okay, if I look at the verse 4, 1 Corinthians 13, it says, love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, and is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, and does not seek his own. Okay, that's when his own interest, and is not provoked, and then thinks no evil. That's mean if you really love, you will do everything that you can just to make the person happy. That's when you don't see yourself only. You don't say, okay, so I cannot be content with one person, so I better get out there and then okay, and be a macho person. So I cannot do that. So I better get out there. And then be myself. No, love is really faithfulness. And then there's one verse that I like a lot, Proverbs 31:10. That means it talks about the prudent wife. A prudent wife does everything that she can, okay, to make the marriage work. And the person is like a ruby, like a precious pearl, a precious, okay, like a diamond, or any precious pearl. Exactly. That means you do everything. It's not just for the wife, for the husband also. If you are a prudent, you'll do everything that you think. You will prevent everything that you think will make your marriage fail. Exactly. So I've been married for 16 years. And thank God, so things are going well, because we base our marriage on love, and then we give control to God. So I hope you will do the same, and then you will pray God so your marriage, okay, can go forward, and it so your marriage can last. There's no better thing than to have two people, okay, in a relationship. That's when Ecclesiastes 4 says it clearly. That's mean if you are two, that's when one is falling, the other one can lift the other up. So we need someone near us. You see, there are so many failed marriages because we're not prudent, because we don't see the other interest, we see only our own. So thanks for listening, and we hope to see you next time for another video. Exactly. We hope that you like this advice. Find us next time for some more. Thank you. Bye.